You see it mounted, so you think that you're protected and you're covered. But testing it to see its effectiveness is important. So that's why you have fire drills. You have fire drills so that you can see, hey, is my process working? My evacuation procedure, are they adequate? Is the alarm working? It's all those things you have to test. So likewise, just having a firewall, having procedures in place, and not validating those things as operational, it leaves you vulnerable. So the offense part is important. And I mean, if I can liken it to those of us who just recently watched the World Cup, it might ring home a bit. We saw that game between Argentina and England. We saw how that went. We saw what happened when England decided to play defense only. I mean,
Right, right.
it's a clear difference in strategy. When you decide to play defense only, you get breached, which is exactly what happened to them with Argentina. I mean, yes, I know the Argentina fans will come for me,
Yeah.
but yes, I know Argentina is a superior team, but at the end of the day, the strategy that England deployed, I think, was flawed. And that they
Mm,
decided to play defense at one point in time when they think that, hey, I'm
right.
winning. So just similar in kind with businesses, you would see them, put in the best firewall, have the procedures, hire the best team,
Right.
but we
But
just playing
still,
defense
still,
here.
still, yeah,
But
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not testing to see, hey, how do all this pull together? Can it be penetrated? Where are the weaknesses? It may be a simple patch that needs to be applied that was discovered last week, but we're not testing it.
Mm,
So you would not know that this vulnerability exists
exist.
within
Yeah.
your network.
Wow, wow, wow. It's real stuff we're talking here. Real stuff. Now, many businesses for forever since the internet existed had some form of an antivirus framework
Yeah,
in place. Everybody had something. We were hearing it talk about firewalls and all these things from since we started with Microsoft Word when it invented. Now,
yeah.
why isn't that enough on its own now? Because we've had it forever. Why is it
Mhm.
not enough?
Well, it's not enough because things evolve and
Right.
businesses evolve. And unlike probably 10 years, probably 5 years ago, businesses, I would go probably 5 years ago, pre-COVID, businesses, some of them weren't as dependent on technology. But today, businesses run on technology. Now, when
Mm,
you run on technology, as I said in my last LinkedIn post, IT is no longer and technology is no longer an IT problem. It's a
right.
business problem, right? So because you
Mm,
run on technology now, cybersecurity in the next year or two will become a business survival issue. Not
right.
just, saying I have a firewall, I have this. It's about your business being able to survive. And I don't think
Mm,
people understand how critical that is.
right.
It is the hard blood of your organization, of your business, because everything runs on the internet, on technology. And yes, we may have some of them that say, "Hey, that's why I'm not going to deploy technology in my business." But then you're simply not going to have a good business because
Exactly.
everybody's online, everybody have a phone in their hand,
Yeah.
everybody is using some measure of technology. So you
Mm,
have to. We are basically in a space where this is a new normal.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
haven't even, introduced AI to that conversation yet.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Introducing AI to the conversation is a whole
Just turn up
another.
the flame.
You turn it up, yeah, literally. You throw gas and
Wow.
everything there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy uh, to think that we don't need protection online. And I would
Mhm.
say that because I think it's because we don't see it or feel it or hear it. It's like a silent enemy. There's no
Yeah,
noise happening when somebody's system is being attacked. You don't see that. You just feel it and you know the repercussions of it. You just realize one day you wake up and you can't log into your systems or none of your passwords work. Could you believe just about 10 minutes ago, I got some messages on my phone saying that somebody's trying to log into my LinkedIn, like about 20 messages, one after the next. And let me tell you, every message that I got, they were trying to log in from a different place in Trinidad,
yeah,
from San Fernando, from Arima, and if this is happening to me as an individual, what more is happening to businesses? And I think that that's a serious, serious thing that we have to consider.
yeah.
And my next question is simply this. Now, what's the difference between a vulnerability asset or and a penetration test? Because people more often confuse both of them.
So they go hand in hand. So a vulnerability is a known weakness in your system. All right.
Mm,
Let me see if I can simplify it. Like for instance, for those of us who have vehicles, uh, you hear the ball joint knocking, so you know, hey, there's a vulnerability in my vehicle. But you may want to go to the mechanic shop to get it tested and see, okay, is it just the ball joint, or is it something else going on with my suspension?
wow,
All right.
right.
So the penetration test now would validate that, hey, you have a real problem, and this is the method that they could possibly use to log in, or they could
Mm,
possibly use to extract data. So the penetration test basically exploits known vulnerabilities within your system to actually see and show you in a report that, hey, this is how they can penetrate your system. This is how they can extract data. This is how you're vulnerable in this particular area. And these are the steps that you need to take to correct those. So it's not just saying, hey, look across, you have a problem. It's
mm.
also giving you the steps, to actually, get those things patched or what you need to do to get it patched.
Right, right, right. No, no, you've been in this for a long, long time. You've been serving in this area. Now, what are some of the most common vulnerabilities that you discovered during that penetration test?
So the most common thing is lateral movement. So within a network, lateral movement has been a challenge for a lot of businesses.
Mm,
Because especially in the Caribbean, we just like to have things simplified.
mm.
And I always tell my customers, security comes in a measure of discomfort.
Wow.
So most people, because my son or my daughter or somebody in the neighborhood know IT, they would tend to just, bring this person on without, and not they're trying to be malicious, but
Mm,
because how things are evolving now, they may create a network that is very easy to penetrate.
mm.
And then we layer that now with AI. I mean, just this week we've seen, where the OpenAI
That
platform
breakout,
itself breakouts. And I mean,
attack.
that if that does scare people, and AI isn't everything. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has have AI. Most people with smartphones, you have access to a version of AI, no matter how limited it may be, but it can be
Mm.
weaponized.
Wow.
So when you have these things in place, simple things as you can take a picture of a router and it will tell you the default username and password, just
Mm,
like that. And a lot of companies, especially small and micro ones, they will set things up with the default username and password. Those simple
right,
little things,
right.
or in the concept in the Caribbean is if it then broke, don't fix it.
Mm,
So things running in the business, but patches are coming out on a regular basis, but you fail to want to invest in patching those systems, plugging the vulnerabilities, because these are methods that are known to the cyber criminal world, if I can say that,
right.
of how they can penetrate your system. So when you fail to invest in those things, you're basically, allowing yourself to stay open. And we need to understand that this is now a business survival issue and a
Right.
business
Right.
continuity issue because as we said in our last webinar that we had with TTMA, with TIC,
Right.
when you cannot process payroll, it's not John in the IT room problem, it is a
Mm,
business problem.
that's
The
right. That's
CEO have
right.
to get involved,
Yeah.
because I don't want to know as an employee that you can't process my payroll because the system down.
Yeah.
I don't really care,
Right.
but I want my money. That's
That's
how
it.
we operate.
Yeah. Correct.
That's how we operate. So it becomes a business problem, and it is a business problem because business operations run on technology.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, your clients have been, of course, coming to you and bringing their concerns about their cybersecurity, and they would, of course, get services from you guys. But after you've done or completed the test, are they surprised by what you guys find? Of course, they might say maybe you might point out a few weak points, but normally, are they surprised by what you find?
Yes, so there's a mixture of surprise and confusion.
Right.
So those with technical teams, they would probably more not understand the technical side of it. Um, but most business owners, all they hear is, okay, something wrong. And then the next question is, okay, how we fix this? That's
Right.
basically so. Business owners, unless they're technically inclined, they don't typically understand, or probably just don't want to get involved in it.
Right.
But all they see is, oh my God, I have a problem. I am vulnerable. Sometimes it stresses them out. But the next question is always, okay, what do we do from here? How do we
Right.
fix this?
Right.
Right. And it brings us to another area that we normally talk about. The recommendation has always been that you do penetration testing once a year, semi-annually, in that case. But within the last 2 years, and I was discussing with a friend yesterday, within 2026, the advancements in AI that we have seen just in this year alone, and we're just month number 7, the advancements that we've seen, it is exciting one and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
So likewise, just as exactly how that AI system was able to break the guardrails, there are people utilizing the AI for both good and bad.
Yeah.
All right. So now it expedites the process of you needing to do testing. So the new normal is going to be continuous testing. So continuous testing is continuously being verifying your network and we would say on a monthly basis. And we've invested in tools to allow us to do that, to continuously verify your network, check your vulnerabilities, and produce reports on a monthly basis, so you can actively keep patching and ensure your safety, to a certain extent.
Wow. We are seeing clearly that that all these advancements are pretty much tools. They're not bad tools. But is it that we are having a human behavior problem, or is it technology might be the problem? Where do you stand? Or is it a mixture of the both?
So I mean, with everything in life, I mean, that's a real ticklish question. So with everything in life, they can be used for good and bad. Even if you look at the Bible could be used to interpret both sides. You could use the Bible to support an argument on both sides of the fence. So that is life, and it all depends to what side of the fence you want to stand on. You could utilize anything for both good and bad.
Or evil. A knife.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
it's difficult to actually stand on that one, but I'm going to stand in the middle.
Yeah, and I feel you. And the reality is, because of the world that we live in, a lot of people are using great tools for great evil.
Right.
And that's why we have to be protected, and we have to make sure that everything is in place. Now, at what point should a growing business, not maybe a majorly established one, but a growing business, begin investing in penetration testing?
You should invest in penetration testing if you're using technology. I mean, that's the simplest way. And and again, I just want to bring it back. So over the year 2025, we've invested significantly in new tools and training for our team. And our focus was to ensure that our solutions are affordable. Right. And this is one of the benefits of AI. AI brings down cost in some instances. So we've utilized tools that are heavily embedded with AI. So it would assist in terms of the automation part of it to deliver at a faster scale, to be a little more accurate. So it's not going to be as expensive as it used to be. Because I mean, we know penetration testing can be expensive.
Of course.
Right?
Especially for a growing company,
Correct. So we have taken that on board, recognizing the area that we're in and we play in. And we are offering solutions to work with businesses to ensure that they are safer online, because there's nothing like 100% security, all right? To make sure that they're safer online by offering the continuous penetration testing. And if you do want to do that, we can still do the annual and biannual for you. But once you're utilizing technology, you have to get tested. It's like saying, once you have a vehicle, you have to take it to the mechanic. Same thing. So if you want to be a vehicle owner, you have to see the mechanic at some point in time.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Whether you do scheduled maintenance or you wait until it's broken, which is going to cost you more.
Yeah.
Even in that realm, it's the same concept. but you choose how you want to deal with it.
Perfect analogy there. I feel like I need to go and take my vehicle before it starts to shut down. No, no. If penetration testing uncovers something, a critical weakness, what should a business do next?
All right. So it all depends. So a business without technology experts, you need to consult a trusted partner,
Yeah,
produce the report and let them advise you. If it is that you're comfortable with your current provider, um, they would then tell you, okay, hey, these are some of the things that we've seen, and we could remediate these things for you. Some people, business owners, don't really want to get involved in the technical part of it because sometimes it scares them, it confuses them, and that is fine. But at a high level, you need to understand what certain things mean for your business and the
right,
implication, because at the end of the day, it is a business survival issue,
right,
right?
right,
And it's about business continuity. So because it has technology in it, it doesn't mean that you need to shy away from it completely. Everything can be broken down into layman's language. And that's why when we do our reporting, there's an executive cited report that simplifies the information a bit and tone down the language. And then there's the technical side of it, would hit you with, all the technical that you could possibly want.
mhm,
And then we still have a consultation thereafter. So after we do the testing and we get the reports, we send it to you, digest it, and then we have a meeting. Okay, what questions do you have on these areas? How,
right.
how are we going to do this? Whatever it is, we sit with you, we have that consultation thereafter, and then we set out a roadmap on how we're going to actually repair and remediate.
Wow. Now, Schofield, I always say that when it comes to cybersecurity and companies, staff members are pretty much like the true Trojan horse all the time, all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
No, no. When it comes to cybersecurity, how important is staff awareness and cybersecurity training towards reducing the risk?
So it's very important because a lot of the threats that we've seen, um, they come from user and behavioral issues.
Yeah.
They see something and so inquisitive as human beings. Something that I mean, it's gonna sound bad, but the Mako culture,
Oh
you see something
gosh,
that
boy,
look
that way they
that
just
look
catch us, you know. That way we get catch. We always cooking
yeah,
something.
you see something that looking, really good, and you're like, I wonder what that is, but I could possibly be the winner, or I could possibly,
Gosh,
get this, or whatever it is, and you click it, and that's where some of the threats would start to filter in from. And I
right,
think I saw something somewhere where they were saying that now a lot of the hackers are logging in rather than breaking in, and
right.
they're using social engineering to trick people into giving up their username and passwords,
Wow.
or like just like how you got that MFA request from LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
um, they would use something like fatigue, to get you fed up and tired, and you just to make the alert go away, you just click yes.
Just click yes, and that's
Yeah,
it.
so they do that, and after a while, you're like, oh my God, this thing just keep popping up. You just click yes and make it go away.
Yeah.
So they use those kind of techniques. But what we've noticed is that businesses that have an active cyber awareness program that run in the company itself, we have fewer problems with those companies. They're
Wow.
more aware, sometimes they alert us to things that they see, or when we do phishing simulation, um, sometimes we get 100% score because everybody's like, what is going on here? They would message, email, call, say, hey, I got an email that looking real suspicious. I send you a snapshot of it. And nobody
Mm-hmm.
would click it, nobody would open it. And I
Right.
mean, at first we were like, whoosh, we ain't doing something good here. We ain't catching nobody. But then we realized, but that's a good thing,
That's a good thing.
because these users are really aware. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to come like really, really good. I'm not saying that they won't get compromised, but you have to come really good to catch them. So now we know if something happened, it's something that they probably really got tricked about and it would never happen again. I'm sure about
Right.
that,
Right.
because
Right.
they would
Right.
have learned. And whenever we see things like that, we publish it and let them know, hey, this is what happened the last time. So this is what we can look for, but then we tighten up on security to ensure that there's no repeat of the same thing.
Mm, powerful. Now, if every business owner listening today could just do one thing this week to improve their cybersecurity posture, what would you recommend?
Change your mindset.
That's good.
I think changing your mindset towards cybersecurity and technology as a whole would go a long way. Because we had a meeting with a client yesterday, and he made a profound statement that this is no longer, just about putting in tools, but it is about survival.
Yeah.
And we were like, we wish you could tell the rest of the population about this, because it is about survival. So
Yeah.
we need them to change their mindset and not think that the technology is for the IT department to sort out.
Right. Wow.
Those days are gone. Those are the 1990s when we were thinking about the Y2K.
Yeah.
That's when that was applicable. Now it's no longer that, because your business run on the technology. That's the very core of your business. It's almost as if in your plant, your machinery goes down. It is your problem. You can't export.
Yeah.
Same way if technology go down, the systems go offline. A simple thing as not being able to print labels, you can't ship.
Yeah.
So it is a business continuity thing, and you need to know what is your recovery time objective, so that
Yeah.
you need to know how long would you actually take to recover and or sustain without the technology, and at the same time you have to put things in place to bridge that gap there, or to ensure that your recovery process falls way within the objective of recovery. All right.
That's
So
important. Yeah.
changing the mindset is very important. And we have probably just a few more days where we're offering an exclusive penetration test for businesses. We have like about 2 or 3 more spots available because some didn't qualify.
Right.
And they can still go to our website, www.800-tech.com, and sign up for that complimentary exclusive penetration testing. We're giving it away because we are celebrating 14 years in business. So only 14 we're giving away. We have like 2 or 3 more spots. So please go to the website, submit your information so that you can be part of this.
Well, I think this is the biggest thing people could hear right now. This part, people have no idea that you guys were celebrating and this opportunity was available. Say it one more time and say the address one more time so we can know exactly where to go to get this opportunity for the penetration test.
Yeah, so the web address is www.800-800-tech.com. Once you go to the website, it would pop up. You will see the anniversary special running there. We only have room for 2 to 3 more businesses, so please submit information. There's an evaluation process. So even though you submit your information, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get through. There's an evaluation process, and there's a consultation, and then we will then let you know if you were successful or not.
Wow.
All right. So this is something that businesses need to. We have a lot of businesses that already took it up. We already started the process.
Wow.
And this is our way of giving back to the business community to show them that, hey, we are your partners in this together.
Thank you so much, Schofield, for sharing with us, especially on this topic of penetration testing. Is not something that we think about when it comes to cybersecurity. We're thinking about firewalls, but we're not thinking about testing the strength of the firewall or testing the strength of the system to make sure that we are protected online and our businesses are really secure, so we can continue to scale and not worried about these issues that are happening. Of course, you can reach the entire team at 800 Tech. You could do that. And of course, you can find them on social media. So thank you again for being with us again until we talk again. Guys, you were listening, of course, to Mr. Schofield Thomas, the Managing Director of 800 Tech Limited, with over 10 years experience helping organizations strengthen their technology infrastructure and security. He, of course, be with us. So hear more because you see, cybersecurity is something that has to continue, as he said, pressure testing to make sure that your systems are always protected, regardless of how strong or how great the attack or the enemy is. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to get right back into the digital world right after this quick moment. Don't touch that dial.
The independence to speak your mind. You take it on the all-new talk radio, Freedom 106.5 FM. At Magico, insurance has never been just about policies. It's about people. It's why generations of our customers placed their trust and valued assets with us, and why AM Best rated us A- excellent for financial strength. From helping families recover to standing strong in the communities we serve, we've always cared and always will. Magico Insurances, fast, fair, and always there. Now rated excellent.
This is Freedom 106.5 FM, 106.5 FM. Your solution for current affairs and talk. Join the conversation today as we build a better nation. Insightful discussions and interviews on national progress, the latest developments in environmental, social, and governance, plus corporate social responsibility. Freedom 106.5 FM gives you a voice. Freedom to inspire. Freedom to change. Speak your mind with Freedom 106.5 FM.
There seems to be some insecurity about the way I feel, where I wanna be. But you know what's with you? No one can do the things you do to me. Never to be mistaken, long as this love we're making, there's gonna be some rain, gonna be some pain, but as long as I know, boy, time will show, our love will grow, and I know love will be right here, be right here, right here, be right here. No fear, have no fear, no mistakes. Let some don't believe in, that's just what I'm giving. I'm gonna keep it strong, I'm holding on to you. No one can do me like you do. It's true. You're as the sun is shining, our love will keep on climbing. There's gonna be some rain, gonna be some pain, but as long as I know, boy, time will show, our love will grow. And I know that I will be right here, be right here, right here, right here. No fear, have no fear, no mistakes. Listen. Be right here, right here, right here, be right here, oh baby, oh, six, it's not gonna be right here.
Freedom family, hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Now, the next 10 minutes is going to be brought to you by Precision Cybersecurity. And let me tell you, you're going to enjoy the music that we have lined up for you. And of course, I'm going to give you some information about Precision Cybersecurity. Music in the background from Tevin Campbell. It's called Can We Talk?
Last night I saw you standing, and I started pretending I knew you knew me too.
Now, if this one brings back memories for you, don't be afraid, sing along, man.
But you weren't the only cause, so was I. And I dreamed of you ever since. Now I build up my confidence. Next time you come my way, I know just what to say.
Let me tell you, let me just give you some information. Today, cybersecurity and a cyber attack isn't just something that is just a small problem, it's a business problem. And I can tell you at Precision Cybersecurity, they act as your digital frontline defense for Caribbean businesses, governments, helping them to keep their operations safe, secure, and of course, always one step ahead from cyber threats. They don't just wait for hackers to attack, They proactively identify digital vulnerabilities and fix them before they can be exploited. And what does that do? That gives your business the protection it needs to operate with confidence. And let me tell you something, their end-to-end cybersecurity solutions include 24/7 security monitoring through their Advanced Security Operations Center. You are protected all around the clock. That's Precision Cybersecurity.
I feel not let it go. Give me just one more chance for
That's what Precision Cybersecurity is saying. Can we talk for a minute? You can get a consultation, reach out to them, give them a call. You can find them on social media, Precision Cybersecurity. I'm going to drop another hit on you. Of course, you're going to get that. And of course, this segment is brought to you today. This 10-minute segment is brought to you by Precision Cybersecurity. I'm going to drop this next one on you. This is from Michael Bolton. I know you're feeling the feelings with this one.
Till the end of time. On through the night. Shine like the sun out of my dream and into my life. You are the one. You are the one. That I
I tell them bring the hits to you, the ones that makes you feel the feels. I tell you, it's all about precision cybersecurity, and they have over 75 years of combined expertise, local resources, and of course, a strong commitment to the Caribbean. Precision cybersecurity is a trusted partner when it comes to protection online. They allow you to focus on growing your business while they take care of your digital defense.
So many reasons, so many ways. My love has just begun. Yeah, need you forever, and I need you to stay. You are the one. You are the one. Inside, said I love you much more. I could never feel so strong. I love you, but I love you.
Freedom family, I hope you enjoyed this 10 minutes. It was brought to you by Precision Cybersecurity. Cybersecurity moves fast for business owners, so you don't want to manage it alone. Make sure you have a trusted Caribbean partner with over 75 years of combined expertise, local support, and world-class digital protection. Precision Cybersecurity, protecting Caribbean businesses today for, of course, a better secure tomorrow. Of course, as promised, we're going to take you back to the cricket side. We're going to take you back to the Global Super. And it's happening. You're just going to get about 15 more minutes of that. And then we're going to be back with the digital world with Karen Rose and your boy Curtis Jordan. So much in store. Interviews all evening. We're keeping your company all the way up till 3 p.m. Now let's head across to the Global Super League. Yeah?
This is Freedom 106.5 FM, 106.5 FM. Your solution for current affairs and talk. Join the conversation today as we build a better nation. Insightful discussions and interviews on national progress, the latest developments in environmental, social, and governance, plus corporate social responsibility. Freedom 106.5 FM gives you a voice, freedom to inspire, freedom to change. Speak your mind with Freedom 106.5 FM.
With Vipers, and of course they have to be mindful that they cannot continue to lose wickets, and although they're getting those singles in there, they need to find the boundary. Shadab Khan has a lot of work to do for his team here, a lot of pressure for him as the captain, and he will need to step up in these remaining 3 overs.
Absolutely. Not quite 20 runs and over required. So from a mathematical perspective, they need just about 3 sixes every over from here on end. And as you mentioned, it is in fact theoretically possible, but dare I say it, highly improbable.
I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen, Delwyn. I'm not counting it out just yet.
Over number 18 begins. It's a delivery outside the line of the off stump. Nathan Smith is cutting this one into the covers. He's going to pick up 1. Score moves up to 121 for 6. Really has been an exciting game. The tide has ebbed and flowed in favor of either side. And Shadab Khan looking to go big. He's got to. Usama Mir, he's been destructive with ball in hand, leading the way for the Kalanders. And he's got 3 wickets for 19 runs so far into his final over. Shadab Khan goes downtown, a straight drive, it's high, and he's going to be caught on the boundary. Had to go for it, went for it, didn't make enough contact, and now he perishes.
Yeah, Delvin, I believe that that's the final blow. That is the straw that will break the camel's back for the Desert Vipers there. Just losing your captain, you at the tail end, you don't expect much from the bowlers coming out to bat. And this will be very disheartening for the Desert Vipers. The Kalanders, however, have been excellent with the ball at every phase of this game. I know that in the earlier stages, the partnership between Kyle Mayers and Andres Goose, they looked good, they were flowing, they found the boundaries, but the Kalanders still did well to probably contain them. Just 40-something runs in that power play. It was just that Andres Goose and Kyle Mayers managed to stay together for so long. But when the Kalanders got their first blow in, they never stopped. They were relentless. And I like that about their bowling. They always kept their feet on the necks of the Desert Vipers, and they'll probably get rewarded for it with their opposition of 121 for 7, chasing 177.
Most certainly, you've got to be skilled if you're going to put your foot on the neck of a viper. But they've
That's
done
risky
so.
business.
They've done so to perfection today, and just might be the final nail in the coffin with that wicket going down. I know the people say that it's not over until the fat lady sings, but it sounds and looks like she's just about ready to crank up the band and call for the key of G minor. In comes Usama Mir, bowling to Carrie Pierre. He's playing this one into the onside. He's going to pick up 1. 1 is not enough. They now require 55 from 14, 2 to come in over number 18.
Yeah, not only will this most likely be a win for the Lahore Kalanders, but this will probably be a big win for the Lahore Kalanders, really boosting their run rate. We know that the format of this tournament has changed. 2 and 3 will play for a spot in the final. So
There to Nathan Smith, and he's playing this one into the offside. They're going to pick up 2.
53 from 13 now required for the Desert Vipers. Difficult stuff. This is the kind of score you see in fantasy cricket when you're playing on your video game and you lash 6 sixes in an over and those sort of things, but not in real life.
Wide of the off stump is Usama Mir. Cut away into the covers once again, and they're going to pick up a quick single. So 18 overs have now been completed. The Desert Vipers in pursuit of 177. They're now dwindling at 125 for 7, and that's the latest on the ExxonMobil scoreboard.
Another successful over there from Usama Mir. Of course, at this stage, with the way the figures are looking, you know, you just need to stick to your line and the length, keep your bowling tidy, and of course, you could get your team over the line. Usama Mir going the extra mile to get that wicket of Shadab Khan, the Desert Vipers captain. Just, you know, just to play with their emotions a little bit. You know, once your captain is gone, you're at the tail end. You feel a little bit more intimidated. Usama Mir doing very, very well today, picking up 4 wickets. Excellent stuff from him. 23 runs conceded in his 4 overs. Wonderful stuff from Usama Mir. And you can just feel like the Lahore Kalanders already have it in the bag.
Absolutely. 26 runs and over required in the final 2. 52 from 12. And with ball in hand, it's going to be Mohammed Imran. He's been good. They've all been good, the Kalander bowlers. It's a Yorker leg delivery, nicely played into the onside by Nathan Smith. Picked up by the fielder at deep backward square. And it's a single to bring Carrie Pierre back on strike.
Carrie Pierre will feel oddly familiar in this position. You're declining, you're at the tail end, the other team is bowling well. You know what I'm talking about, Delvin. I'm talking about what we saw last week. So it's a position of familiarity for Carrie Pierre. And though he may not be able to get them over the line, he will want to ensure that his team gets as much runs before this game ends.
Perhaps get himself a bit of batting practice as well. You've got 12 deliveries to face. Why not play them out? He's square driving this one, opening the face nicely, beats the fielder inside the 30-yard circle, and it's going to run away for 4. So a bit of a consolation boundary for Carrie Pierre, helping himself to some runs here at the end of this innings. Again, highly unlikely that the Desert Vipers will get up to that total of 177 that is required. But a nice shot there from Carrie Pierre.
Like you said, batting practice.
In comes Mohammed Imran. This time he's a bit shorter and looks to be a pace-off delivery. Carrie Pierre looking to crack that through the covers, but he was unable to make contact, so it's a dot ball. They now need 47 from 9. 130 for 7, that's the score. Again, they were cruising at 70 without loss. Really looks to be a tale of 2 innings.
Definitely, that's the way that the T20 game goes. One time you're up and one time you're against the ropes.
Mohammed Imran into Carrie Pierre, pulled away into the onside. He's going to pick up 4 more. So a couple of boundaries in this over to Carrie Pierre, just demonstrating his batting talent, perhaps putting his hand up for a bit of a promotion in the batting lineup in some of the future fixtures scheduled for the ExxonMobil Guyana GSL 2026. Usama Mir has led this bowling attack, and he's now the leading wicket taker for season 3.
6 wickets already in 2 games.
Mohammed Imran bowling to Carrie Pierre once again. Looks to have hit the inner portion of the bat. Into the onside it goes, and they're going to pick up 1. The score moves up to 135 for 7. 1 to come in over number 19. The Kalandars, the Lahore Kalandars from Pakistan. They're going to be winning this one quite comfortably in the end. They were threatened. They were unable to get wickets up until the 9th over. But from then, it's been all Lahore.
Yeah, good comeback from the Lahore Kalandars. They just held their nerve there and didn't let that first phase of the chase, phase them, I would say.
In comes Imran. This one is played into the onside, straight down the throat of deep mid-wicket. So Mohammed Imran helping himself to a wicket here, as this match is just about signed, sealed, and delivered to the Kalandars. Lahore Kalandars, excuse me. I'm thinking about calendars, I'm thinking about fixtures, I'm thinking about GSL, and when will the next match be played? These guys are the Lahore Kalandars, multiple-time PSL champions and playing like champions here at the National Stadium in Providence.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, the Kalandars winning the toss again and opting to bat first. And it seemed a curious decision. Of course, they won batting first yesterday, but still to do it twice in a row back-to-back was very curious. But it seems as though Michael Bracewell knew what he was doing. He was playing according to a plan. And most importantly, he has so much trust in his bowlers that whatever score they put up there, they will be able to defend it. And the Kalandars are defending it well this afternoon. Coming to the crease, the Barbadian pacer Raymond Simmons. Of course, the Desert Vipers 135 for 8. They need 42 to win off 6 balls. Delvin, how many no balls and wides do we need to see in this over to probably get the Desert Vipers over the line?
Too many for the Desert Vipers liking. So it really will require a series of unfortunate events from the perspective of the Kalandars if they're going to lose this from here. Highly unlikely.
Very, very
Not going to
unlikely.
happen. They've won it already. It's just a formality this final over. And Carrie Pierre is looking to muscle yet another delivery into the onside. He's going to pick up 1, and he's going to bring Ramon Simmons on strike. 5 deliveries for him to face.
I'll tell you what, Ramon Simmons was not enthusiastic about having the strike. He was calling Carrie Pierre for that second run, and when Carrie Pierre said no, he just shrugged his shoulders like, why would you do this to me? Why would you make me bat?
Vipers at the risk of getting bowled out. Simmons looking to go big into the onside. That delivery was just about 3 stumps outside the line of the off stump. He was looking to hoik that over cow corner, not able to make contact. And the Kalandars head coach, Sean Tate, he's going to be feeling quite happy with his team's performance.
Back-to-back wins is a very, very positive note to start any tournament on.
Clean bowled. Ramon Simmons looking to go big. The run rate required is well beyond reach. But as a tail ender, you can't expect him not to play his shots. So looking for a bit of glory, looking to get some runs to his personal tally, missing that one from Shahab Khan completely. And Timber.
Listen, I felt that one in my bones, the connection, the pace with which Shahab was bowling, sent in that delivery. There was nowhere else that it would have gone. Hitting that middle stump and just rattling everything in sight. Ramon Simmons going for a duck after facing just 2 balls. And now the Desert Vipers are in trouble. They're facing a bowl out here. It is important for Vitelos to probably see out these 3 balls. But I'll tell you what, it might be highly unlikely. We saw him do some good work though for the West Indies. He was, blocking a lot and just trying to poke out to get the singles. So maybe Vitel can survive these 3 balls and help the Desert Vipers save some face. Of course, it's all over here. You can't get 4-1 from 3 legal deliveries. No way, no way.
So Vitel Laws, the young man, youthful exuberance within him, even given the current match situation, walks out with a smile, and he's got 3 deliveries to face. We know that he's got a good forward defense. Is he willing to employ it, or is he going to go for 16 and 3?
I won't be able to tell you, Delwyn. What I can tell you is that this young man, when you look at him and the way he walked out, you would never tell that his team needs 41 from 3 because he comes with a smile. Nothing is phasing him. He's just here to enjoy it.
I might be thinking, get a couple of 6s and a 4 to boost my average.
For morale.
Ramon Simmons, he was going for broke and cleaned up. Peach of a delivery. Excellent dead bowling by Shahab Khan. 3 deliveries to come in the final over. Shahab Khan has now taken his wickets tally to 2 for 15. Mumtaz, he's got 2 for 28. But the star of the show, Usama Mir, 4 wickets for 23 from his allotment of 4 overs. Great teamwork altogether from the Lahore Qalandars. Mohammed Imran, he's picked up the 1 wicket for 24. In comes Shahab. It's a Yorker length delivery, and Vitel Laws is unable to make contact. 2 to come, the equation, 41 from 2.
Attempting that shot there, Vitel Laws, he's disappointed me because I really believed that he would be doing some defensive work for these remaining 3 balls in order to just see it out without losing that final wicket. The Desert Vipers, 136 for 9, needing 41 from just 2 deliveries.
I reckon he wants a 6. Wants to feel bad on ball. He's cracking this one into the offside. There is protection on the offside boundary. So there goes his opportunity to get in a big shot before this match comes to a conclusion. And as you would have heard during our broadcast, this is the only fixture that is going to be happening today. 1 fixture will be happening tomorrow. That's a night fixture commencing at 19 hours or 7 p.m. It's going to be the home side, the Ghana Amazon Warriors versus the Desert Vipers. So the Vipers are going to have a chance at redemption against the Warriors. Not the easiest of sides to beat here at Providence. So a lot for them to think about within the next 24 hours or so.
Qalandars captain Michael Bracewell just going for that final LBW review. I mean, it's the last ball of the innings. You still have a review in hand. Why not just bowl out the team? Going for that LBW review there for Carrie Pierre, who just hold it out to run a single. But we're going to see in a few moments whether or not that will be successful. Legal delivery there from Shahab.
Absolutely. And I agree with this. Why not? We mentioned not being able to utilize the reviews once the match has ended. You've got a fast bowler who would have run in quite hard for you in this match. He's got figures of 2 for 17. Why not help him get a 3 for?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Looking at the outer edge here, flat line, straight through with the ball crashing into pad. I'll tell you what, Alvin, it looks like it might just be going down a little bit. Just a little bit. Original decision not out. Pitching in line, impact umpire's call, and missing the wickets. So he doesn't get that final wicket. The Desert Vipers remain with 137 for 9 in their 20 overs. A massive loss for them here in their first match of the GSL 2026. And the Lahore Colanders will be all smiles and beaming because they've just won 2 matches in as many games.
Absolutely. They will, in fact, end on 138 for 9. And it's a dominant victory once again for the Lahore Colanders. 2-2. They won yesterday in the opening fixture, and they've done so again today against the Desert Vipers. Excellent all-around performance. Good with the bat, good with the ball, Jemima.
Yeah, wonderful from the Lahore Colanders. I especially loved their bowling. Of course, their batting, they started slow and then they got the runs in the end. But their bowling, the confidence with which their bowlers operate, you know, the clinicalness in the field. I love what the Lahore Colanders have brought to this contest. They've really been refreshing here. They haven't been too concerned about the conditions and how we expect the wicket to play and all these things. They found a way to win, winning 2 games, and Lahore Colanders look like good, strong contenders for the GSL this year.
Absolutely. So just to recap on today's proceedings, the Lahore Colanders winning the toss and electing to bat first. Shahan Jahangir, LBW to Karib Pierre for 28. Shamil Hussain caught Shadab Khan, bowled Nathan Smith for 9. Abdullah Shafiq caught and bowled Karib Pierre for 8. Parviz Iman, he remained unbeaten on a brilliant 47 from 33. Farhan Yusuf caught Shadab Khan, B. Vitel Laws for 22. Michael Bracewell, scintillating innings from the captain at the back end. He also remained unbeaten on 46 from 23 as they got up to 176 for 4. The pick of the bowlers for the Desert Vipers, Karib Pierre picking up 2 for 14 and a wicket apiece for Nathan Smith and young Vitel Laws. In response, it was a remarkable opening partnership, a partnership that yielded all of 70 runs between Kyle Mayers and Andres Goose. Mayers, he was caught Abdullah Shafiq, bowled Usama Mir for 30. Andres Goose caught Farhan, bowled Shadab Khan for 56. Riley Russo went for 9, caught Shahab Khan, bowled Usama Mir. Mukamala, he went for duck, bowled Usama Mir. Shadab Khan, the captain, he tried, but in vain. Went for a run about 13, caught Farhan Yusuf, bowled Usama Mir. Bevan Jacobs, bowled Miran Mumtaz for duck. Arvind caught Bracewell, bowled Mumtaz for 5. Nathan Smith caught Shamil Hussain, bowled Mohammed Imran for 7. And Karib Pierre, he remained unbeaten on 11. Raman Simmons looking for glory at the back end. He went for naught. And Vitel Laws, the young man, remained unbeaten on 1 as the Desert Vipers dwindled to 138 for 9, conceding quite a big loss here by 38 runs to the Lahore Colanders, who look to be in very good form. So, more from you, Jemima, before we conclude.
Lahore Colanders winning 2 matches here, back-to-back games at the Providence National Stadium. Good stuff from them with both bat and ball. And of course, good competitive scores. They've put up 170 plus in both games. So the Lahore Colanders have put themselves in a good position here as they go through this tournament. Of course, still 2 more games to play, but they'll be very, very confident. And the Desert Vipers now will be looking for answers as they navigate their remaining 3 games. Having to come up against the home team tomorrow night wouldn't be the best of situations for them. There'll be a little bit of intimidation there and nerves. You've just lost the game, and now to come against the home crowd is going to be very, very intimidating for them.
Absolutely, a lot for them to think about heading into tomorrow. So to all of our viewers, we want to extend a lot of thank yous for joining us here. And we would like to encourage you to join us tomorrow from just about 19 hours for the next fixture, the Guyana Amazon Warriors versus the Desert Vipers. Until then, Delwyn Neblet, on behalf of my co-commentator Jemima Holmes and the entire production team, saying goodbye.
This is Freedom 106.5 FM, 106.5 FM. Your solution for current affairs and talk. Join the conversation today as we build a better nation. Insightful discussions and interviews on national progress, the latest developments in environmental, social, and governance, plus corporate social responsibility. Freedom 106.5 FM gives you a voice. Freedom to inspire. Freedom to change. Speak your mind with Freedom 106.5 FM. Now, a station that's giving you back the power to speak your mind. The all-new Talk Radio, Freedom 106.5.
It is just about 37 minutes after the hour of 1 o'clock, and it's quickly, time is flying. But right now, you are in the digital world with your boy Karen Rose and Curtis Jordan. Good afternoon, Karen.
Good afternoon, Curtis. Good afternoon. How things?
Good, we good or no? Me good. It's an interesting time, of course, in Trinidad and Tobago. There's so much happening, so much who is being freed. This Freedom 106.5. So freedom is in the word of the day. Freedom is the word of the day in Trinidad and Tobago. So we are just observing the freedom and the waves that come after. I'll just leave it there.
Well, you know what? Speaking of freedom, as cricket was going on, the world has changed yet again.
Yeah.
The king, LeBron James, has officially signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. Listen to me. I am going. Oh my goodness. Philly, I was hoping he was going to go to Golden State with Steph Curry.
Right.
Or go to like Denver or something. But Philly's interesting. And yeah, if you're into basketball, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James has just signed a 2-year contract worth $8 million to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. They are now a stacked team. The NBA is getting interesting. Yeah, I thought I'd just throw that out.
Rings. I'm just seeing rings it just full stack now. You have all the rings. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. I think for what type of offseason we have seen with all the different trades and different scenarios happen, I think next season is going to be very interesting. And there's something that for as long as I can remember watching the NBA, they have always said that as long as the NBA is better when the Lakers are winning and the New York Knicks are winning. And the New York Knicks winning the NBA championship this year has set the entire NBA ablaze. Yeah. And I think this is going to be the most anticipated year of basketball that we've had in a very long time. So it should be very interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah, you can't be bored in this day and age, no matter whatever you like, what area you're watching at. It's lit up right now. It's lit up. If it's AI, it's lit up. If it's tech, it's lit up. Everywhere.
Listen to me, and speaking of freedom, let me keep it going. Speaking of freedom, you know who else was seeking freedom this week?
Yeah. Mr.
Apparently, artificial intelligence agent, an AI agent, has escaped the confines of the guardrails of open AI and decided to go and attack a next company.
Go rogue. That is such a story. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody want to listen to Freedom 106.5 FM. That's what he was doing. Let me tell you, that was wild. That whole story is wild. Now I've heard so many different angles of that story. Especially the strongest angle I'm seeing is that it seems like AI is starting to get a little more awareness to even reach the point of let me see if I can hack myself out of here. Let me see if I can cheat my way through to get the job done. You know what I mean? And that
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We are on the precipice of AGI.
Yeah, it's there.
It's coming.
I'm not excited. I'm intrigued, but I'm not excited.
I don't know. I don't know where this goes.
Yeah, that's why
I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. I don't know, but you know what? You know what the problem is that when I was 19, there was a company I worked for called TELUS. And TELUS had their, how like every company has a vision and mission, yada, 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 right?
Right.
The internal motto for TELUS, for the employees, was embrace change. And again, TELUS is a smartphone provider. They're in the tech space in Canada. Right. And the internal motto was embrace change. And the reason why that was the motto is because they're in tech. And When technology is changing every single day, that's just par for the course. So rather than get upset, you embrace the change. So since I was 19, when it comes to technology and the changes that have happened within the space, I have just always embraced the change. I say all that to say, Curtis, I don't know yet. I don't know if this is going to be, because you're seeing the thing. And again, this is just what is being allowed to escape in terms of news,
Right, correct.
Because
Not everything.
who knows what is happening that is not being talked about or reported, right? Apparently, we have a secret data center somewhere in Trinidad and Tobago that nobody has seen.
Yeah.
Apparently it's somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So things are happening. A lot of things are happening, but I don't know where I sit just yet with where things are headed, because on one hand, I see the benefits. I see all the benefits. We are both, you and I are leveraging all of the benefits of AI, and this is now transforming our entire careers, right?
Yeah.
And we've never had this type of capabilities that we have in our fingertips. So I see the benefits, but because we don't know where this is going, I don't know what the cons are. And the only cons I know is what we watched in Terminator.
And that is the only bell that rings in our mind. It is the only picture that we get, because that's the only experience or reference point that we have, our imagination. But I think for me, what the scariest part is the fact that human beings that have a lot of money and power have access to these great devices, and it can be used in the most inappropriate way for their own benefits, and would more than likely be to the detriment of a whole lot of people. That's the reality of what can happen. We've seen it many times with many different types of software from the internet. Go back, it can do great good. The internet changed the world, but it has been one of the places for the most attacks that have ever happened. The most robberies took place online, and that's a reality. And we don't, at the same time, we don't want the internet to disappear. We can't. So I'm not saying that because AI would have broken out through this tested space to try and attack our next company means we should roll it all back and it all disappears. That doesn't make any sense. That's not wise at all. We have to we have to figure this thing out to a point that even the people with the worst intentions can't get a hold of the power of the technology. That's where I'm at.
It's the cat's out the bag, right? The cat is out the bag. We're not going back, but then even if we were to go back, where do we go back to? You know what I mean? Like how do you unsee the things that we see? Let me be honest, Curtis. Let me be honest. Think about all the things that you're doing with your AI tool, with your AI tech stack right now, and think what your life and your livelihood looks like if you have none of it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not. That's the way I'm helping people today, the way we serve people today. If we have to roll it all the way back and manually do what we do now,
bro, it
will take years,
bro.
And we ain't doing it. We're just not doing it.
It ain't happening. Like I look at everything that I do now, right? And we're going into August, and I've had to rebuild everything that I am doing because everything has changed. Like everything has changed, right?
Yeah.
And I can't, what I have rebuilt my business to be, I can't do without AI. Right, I can't do without the AI tech stack. It's just not possible. And the only way for me to do what I'm doing is you'd have to hire a whole friggin' department.
Yeah,
you'd have to hire a department,
and it will take 10 years if it's you alone.
Well, exactly what you just said. You just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it either. I just would. It's only because we have been upskilling, and now we have new capabilities that we can do a lot of the things that we are doing for our businesses. So I don't
It's not rolling back.
It's not rolling back, but at the same time, the red flags, they're there, right? The red flags are there. We are going to have to figure this thing out. And I think what is interesting is that because we across the Caribbean don't create any of the technology, right? We are just consumers of it. That poses its own unique risks as well because we don't have any say in
Yeah,
any of
right.
the technology, right? And I know we like to say I keep hearing, we got to create our own AI. We got to create our own AI. These things are just wishful thinking because when you see the numbers that the open AIs and the Groks and the Claws, the type of numbers it takes to build and maintain, we don't even want an AI data center.
That's it. You want to build AI? Take your Nancy and go your way from her, please.
we don't even want an AI data center, right?
No.
So it is going to be a very, very interesting time. But I will say that the danger that I think we in the Caribbean face and we in Trinidad and Tobago face is our penchant for putting our head in the sand and pretending that nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Things with AI and the world that we are in, things can go, left or right. But what we do need to have is we need to have more people who are upskilling, who are learning the tools, learning just the landscape of today, because it's going to be you that helps us make decisions moving forward, right? And if everybody is just burying their head in the sand and pretending that one day we're gonna wake up and AI is just gone, we're gonna be in a bad shape.
Yeah. It's a scary place to be if you are not open to change, and which is our culture. We are not open to change. But I am also enthusiastic that a lot of the younger generations, I guess because of the access to the internet and seeing how fast things change, they are open to a lot more change than before. So it's something that we should be excited about, but at the same time, we should be, hey, look at boy here passing through. Good afternoon.
Davey boy, listen to me. Davey has the best number 2 radio program on Freedom 106.5. The best number 2 program on. I said Davey has the best. Davey has the best number 2 program on Freedom 106.5.
I feel something. You gotta get some tea.
Listen, hungry, David. I'm hallucinating. I'm hallucinating right now.
Oh
Hungry.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Shout out to Davey. Shout out to Davey.
But on a real Karen, we there's a lot for us to consider as a people, especially in the Caribbean region, as to how we impact with what's happening overseas and how what they do impact us. Because as I said, whatever happens, we have to take it like on a platter. And if we are not changing, or if we're not adapting, or not aware of what's changing, then we might be eating something that will give you a belly ache. And we don't know.
And to your point about, right before Davey came in, you were saying that, you're very encouraged with where the young people are going. They're leveraging the thing is, they're leveraging what is in front of them. Curtis, my biggest worry is that I'm not worried about the youths. I'm worried about everybody else, because the youths aren't making any decisions. The youths are not in any position to make any kind of decision. The youths are not in a position to give direction. They're not the ones I'm worried about. The people I am worried about is all of the people who are in the positions of power that they are in,
There we go.
who are not upskilling, but they're also not learning the times that we are in, and they cannot guide us. They can't guide us. They can't make the right decisions. They have no idea what is going on. That is who I am worried about. Those people. Because, again, you're seeing things happening. It's not making any sense. And I question, you question the decision makers. You question the decision makers. But one of the things that I will say, me being in Thailand, one of the reasons why I question the decision makers is that I know the ecosystem that I live in Asia. And I know when everybody wants to learn, everybody wants to upskill, it's all around us. Like there's so many different places to go. There's so many different, not just conferences, but there's so many workshops, there's so many facilities that we can go to go and learn, to go and upskill that do not exist in the Caribbean, that just simply do not exist in the Caribbean. So my thing is, I get to see how the Asian leaders are upskilling themselves in order, and again, they have to upskill themselves. They have to expand their own, mindset and whatnot in order to then create the road for the rest of us to travel on.
Right.
Those things don't exist in the Caribbean. So I worry about where are the decision makers? How are they in their busy schedules?
Yeah.
How are they learning the stage, or how are they learning the landscape that we are in order to make decisions? That is what I'm worried about.
And you're right, because at the end of the day, things aren't moved by the small man. You know what I mean? It's really
No.
moved by the decision makers. And as you said, in their busy life, and they're listening right now, there are business owners listening, CEOs, there maybe ministers are listening. And their life is so busy, they don't even have time to sit down and see how they could customize ChatGPT to get the best responses out. So, yeah, as simple as that, or even to understand what Anthropic does. So you are absolutely right, and I don't have the answer. Just with fingers crossed that that we don't just hand off learning and upskilling to the people under us, but we partake in the upskilling at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely has to happen, because too much, like if you look at the discourse happening with the AI data centers, right?
Yeah.
The discourse happening isn't helpful because the people that are having the discourse, they themselves have not upskilled to even have an opinion
That's it.
on the AI data centers, whatever the case is. And I'm not saying that to say, let's go and start to put AI data centers down, right? But we got to understand the world that we are in today. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that the way that we need to be in order to have a lot of the healthy discourse that we need to have moving forward, right? There's, it might not be the AI data center today. It might be something else.
Yeah.
Are we in a position to even understand what is happening in front of us and not just reading a headline and going off of that? Because that's really what the majority of the conversations are regarding the AI data center, right? People just reading headlines and kind of just going off of that. So we have some things that we have to fix. But yeah, where do we go? Like, is this something that have you dug deeper into the AI data center conversation?
I did. Actually, I wrote something on it on last week called "Show Us the Terms," and that pretty much sums up where I am at when it comes to the whole data center conversation. And as you said, we online, a lot of us have opinions, but those opinions are built from cherry-picked pieces of content from all over the internet, from people or from articles that are leaning in particular directions for particular agendas. So we've just pulled pieces and cherry-picked pieces and just tried to gather the information and have an opinion. But I think that the reason for that, or why we are doing that, is because there's an epidemic of trust. There is not a trusted voice that we can say, we don't know about this, but this person knows about it and I trust this person. That's a huge problem that we're having. We can't look for that.
To take a step further, we have a bigger problem. We live in a culture in Trinidad and Tobago where everybody knows.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Oh my goodness.
Every single person knows. That is the real epidemic that we have in TNT. So people aren't asking questions because everybody knows. Like
Mm.
I'll give you an example, right? So we know that if you are going to have to get a remote job or you get clients or you're getting paid from platforms like for those of you who have Airbnbs and you want to access your USD that you're getting paid in, you know, you have accounts like Payoneer, you have things like Charles Schwab that you can
Yeah.
set up and you can receive the USD and keep it. Curtis, even when you're educating on basic things like this, you still have people jumping up and telling you a pack of nonsense. And I'm like,
You see the
yo,
discourse, it's crazy.
do you guys read? Do you what, where
No,
is this
no.
coming from?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
where is this coming from? And every day, Kurt, and listen to me, right? The reason why I share a lot of the comments that people leave on my stuff
Mm.
is not even so much to shine people up, but it's to hold a mirror.
Yeah.
To let people know like where we are at with a lot of these things.
Yeah.
And our ignorance in a lot of the basics for us to, you know, traverse the digital space successfully. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. So again, if for basic things like setting up a Payoneer account we're arguing about, right?
Yeah.
How are we going to have a conversation about an AI data center that's actually beneficial to the country? And this is why I can't even remember which minister had said or who had said this, but I had said it last week when it was brought up, where they were like, I think it was an opinion piece in the Guardian, where the person was like, "Are we going to sandals this thing to death? Where
Yeah.
every single
That
thing,
scares
every
me.
single idea that comes, we just automatically against it. Doesn't matter what it is."
Yeah. Even if we don't know, we know we just attack without even considering the impact. Now, so when I see some of those comments, Karen, I start to say, you know what, that can't be humans. That have to be bots. It's no way that a right thinking human would think to even type something like that. But for such a simple conversation, it can't be. It can't be. Somebody doing that on purpose. They're being sarcastic. It can't be real. And then I realize and I remember where we are and who we are, boy. Oh my gosh. It is really, really interesting.
It dread. But
Yeah.
it dread. But we definitely have we got some work to do. But you know what? And here's the thing too, right?
Mm.
One of the things that one of the reasons why we really have to sensitize the country and get people to really understand the day and times that we are in is because the level of scams are increasing. They're getting more sophisticated. And again, Curtis, you have people that were getting scammed from things that you would have never have been caught from a couple of years ago. What are you going to say with the rate of scamming right now? Listen, scamming right now is top tier. These people are pulling out all the stuff. Man, so I've never been scammed before, right? But the way that scamming is happening right now, like you have to pay attention because I got an email the other day to change. I think I got an email to update something on my Payoneer account, right? And I was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. Let me go check it out. Only to realize it was sent to my email that has nothing to do with the actual Payoneer email in my account. So they knew I have a Payoneer account.
Yeah.
Whatever simmy-dimmy they do, I got an email to my business email for me to go and click on the link to then go in and fix up my Payoneer account or whatever the case is. And I knew it was a scam because that's not my Payoneer email.
Yeah.
But it's getting dread. But no, we have our guests. We have our guests that's going to be coming in after the break, and we're going to be diving into the top scams that are happening right now. Because let me tell you something, man. I gotta call this man Scam Central. Right now, you had to check in every couple of days and see what's the latest scams because you just never know what's going on and what you're gonna get hit with.
Yeah, and before we get to the break, I was talking to Schofield just a little bit a while ago, and he's saying that the number one reason why we need to be talking and bringing light to scamming that's happening online in Trinidad and Tobago is because we are a country that is built on macOing.
This is Freedom 106.5 FM, 106.5 FM. Your solution for current affairs and talk. Join the conversation today as we build a better nation. Insightful discussions and interviews on national progress, the latest developments in environmental, social, and governance, plus corporate social responsibility. Freedom 106.5 FM gives you a voice. Freedom to inspire, freedom to change. Speak your mind with Freedom 106.5 FM.
Just about 2 minutes after the hour, 2 o'clock, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, you're locked onto Freedom 106.5 FM, and you can get into the conversation right here in the digital world by simply sending us a WhatsApp message to 306-1065 so we could hear your side and, of course, your contributions as we get the conversation going. Karen.
Yes, so we are back. We are back every single Friday. I hope you guys and gals join us right here, 12 to 3 p.m. for the digital world. We have amazing guests every single week, and we always have some interesting topics. So I have been seeing my boy Shivam T. Luxing. I've been seeing Shivam's face popping up a lot. And here's the thing, right? While Shivam is my boy, I know when I see Shivam's face is because Shivam is breaking news for a new scam that is taking the country by storm. To the point where I'm like, but I only seen Shivam's face left, right, and center. Is how much scam is coming out. And again, I had to call Shivam Scam Central now because all the news on scams, you go to his platform for, right? And I think it was when I saw the video of I shouldn't say all, but a number of our government websites were hacked. A number of government websites were hacked. And again, caught that news from Shivam's page and whatnot. And I'm just like, man, what is going on in TNT? So without further delay, let's bring on my guy, Shivam. Shivam, long time, buddy. How things?
I'm good. Just been busy, man. Very true. Also, those websites
That's
slow
not
down,
good
by the way.
news. If you're busy, that's not good news.
Oh, God.
If Shivam is busy, because I tell you, Shivam is breaking news, and you're saying some of those websites are still down. Let me start the show off properly. Shivam, long time. For people who don't know you, this is the first time they're hearing you. Give us a bit of rundown of who you are and what you're about and what you do.
Right. My name is Shivam T. Luxing, IT consultant here in Trinidad and Tobago, but I dive deep when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to scam, when it comes to helping other persons at the end of the day. And I've been educating the public, simplifying tech, and doing that not only in Trinidad, but the Caribbean. So, just try to create awareness out of that.
Why? What made you realize? Because you weren't always diving in deep on the scams. I think for the last year, you've really now taken up the role as to, really breaking it down for us. Walk us through it, because this is a new part of the business. This is a new part of the brand. Walk us through, how did this happen? Why did you start to get into the online scams? And now you've become one of the central people. Like I said, people have to follow to ensure that they don't get scammed.
Yeah. I think I got into this a lot more when Get GXL and those Ponzi schemes and stuff like that started to come about, and I started seeing the effects of them on persons who lost their homes, who lost their mortgage, their rent, they can't pay their rent, all these sort of things. And it's vulnerable persons who were manipulated into it.
Yep.
It's not like saying that somebody who had common sense and did X, Y, and Z. It's persons who don't have not the education, but they was not informed before. They wasn't informed prior. And they went on that whole nature, the friendly nature of our Caribbean person is at the end of the day. We love to trust people, and trusting people gets you into certain jams, and seeing the outcome of that decided me to make things a little more aware for persons in Trinidad and Tobago and the diaspora at large.
Curtis.
No, well, as I was saying before, I'm wondering, Shivam, if part of why we get trapped up is based on what I was saying before. We are people, we are just a little too inquisitive. Is it that we jump too quickly? Are you seeing that? Is it because people are just excited about new things why we just get trapped up every single time? Some people are getting trapped over and over and over and over from scam to scam. What is making us inertly jump and get into to these scams that are happening?
I think it's a mixture of different things because at the end of the day, if you're going to join one of these scams or Ponzi scheme, more than likely it's somebody you know bringing it to
That's
you
it.
and saying, "Hey, yo, I get through from this. I make a 500 here, I make 1,000 there." You will
Yeah.
now believe them, jump into it too. You may make from it, but at the end of the day, all of these things are designed to take your money. So you're gonna keep investing, and it's a lose, lose, lose. And then when the next one comes up, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get in early."
Early.
And you're gonna ask them how much people join. They will lie to you and say, "Hey, 20 people join." So far, you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be 21 because now I can make a little 500,000 from this, and I good."
Oh boy.
And people let it continue keeping it alive in that sense and keep going and going and going. But it's not only in the aspect of earning financial gain from it, but it's also thinking that, oh, I'm getting through from this and I don't need to go and get a work anymore. I don't need to stay in this job. I don't need to worry about my bills or my kids or this or that. It's that false sense of a dream or a
Security.
fantasy that you think you're gonna get that cyber security and you're not gonna get it like that. It's like playing like $1,000 in Playway and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna hit the mark ASAP. You're not gonna hit the mark ASAP." It doesn't work like that. But
Do
definitely,
you think there's a sense of desperation in the air? Because
there is.
a lot
Yeah.
like to me, almost each and every single one of these scams are clearly scams. Like it's not like it like they're getting good, yes, but like it's clearly a scam because the end result, I don't care how pretty it looks, how nice it sounds, the end result of what you are promising me is always a scam, right?
Yeah.
Give me $100 and get back 10,000. It's never gonna happen. It will only be a scam, right? Do you think the level of do you think that there's a level of desperation in the air that is just pushing people past all rhyme or reason
Or rationale.
to mortgage the house
Crazy.
and jump? This is not like gambling, I could get gambling. This is something else, Shivam. What do you think it
It
is?
is. I think it's a mixture of things because you've seen from last 2 years till now, it's been aiming, like these scammers have been aiming to Trinidad and Tobago specifically,
That's
not
it.
the other
That's
islands,
it.
specifically
it.
to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And I think it's not only a lack of employment, but it's a lack of, what you would call it, the cost of living. All these little things adding up together and pressuring persons to want to join these things. They pressuring persons to get a sense of false hope. It pressuring persons to see another day in that sense, So they want something to hold on to. And they think every time they go into a new scam or they get into a new thing, it's just that false sense of false hope is making them see something else. They know it's a scam, yeah, but they're still thinking that they're gonna get through.
That is it,
And
you know.
Curtis, you see that exactly. I was
That's
not
it.
going to say that. Curtis, that is it right there. People don't even say, okay, this is a scam. Let me not do this ever again. Right? It's I need to get in faster. But it doesn't work like that when we think about technology, right? Like for example, somebody would set up a website, an e-commerce website, get no sales in the first hour and say websites don't work and they'll never want to use a website again. That is TNT logic, right? But you see, when it comes to scams, it's the scams work. We just have to find the right entry point and the right exit point.
That is the problem, boy. What is it? We have a morality issue. What is it? Now, I want to add another layer to this because I've been in the online marketing space for a bit. I'm even running paid ads online, and I can tell you the cheapest place in the region to run ads is Trinidad and Tobago, because of the high click rate. And I guess it's the access to mobile devices, how many people are online. So I think anywhere else in the Caribbean, it doesn't matter, all the way up to the US, it's a high expense to run ads for people to click. But Trinidad and Tobago is cents and pennies on a dollar. Is this something that you've seen? Shivam?
I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking to Karen. But yeah, I've seen that as well. It's easy to do that because there's a lot of fake apps and stuff like that as well being
Yeah.
marketed towards Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing it anywhere else. I visited what island the other day? I was in another island before, and it wasn't even getting these ads. As I
People
came
not
back Trinidad,
clicking.
you're getting it. And these are
Yeah,
fake
people not clicking.
meta business ads, there's
Yeah.
apps and stuff like that. Just to log in to get your credentials. People clicking, people want to learn, people want to see what's this and
Yeah,
how
we're
to
very
make the Facebook
inquisitive.
page. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And they get
so-
compromised from that very easily.
Yeah, I think that is one of the pathways as to why the scam, of course, it's a legitimate pathway for a business to market your products, but it's a good pathway for scammers to scam people, you know?
Exactly. They run it like a business too,
Yeah.
eh?
That's
Even
it.
the whole emotional aspect of it. They're gonna do hampers, them gonna give out hampers, them gonna
Wow.
choose somebody, give out a TV to win something. They're making it look legitimate. And that's the thing about it. A lot of people will be fooled by that.
Wow.
That is insane. I would never be fooled by it, so I can't fully comprehend knowing it's a scam and still going into the scam,
Mhm.
and people legitimately telling you that nah, we just had to time it. Like that to me
Karen,
is a level of
you
insanity.
ain't living in Trinidad long enough. I guess that's it.
Clearly,
It
clearly,
has-
clearly. 'Cause it's
When I say legitimate, Karen, they're literally renting commercial spaces and
Of
like
course.
co-working facilities.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call the name, but they're have one right now there. You know, making it look legit. Hey, you're there, you're renting there. How you renting there? This is
Yeah.
legit. Yeah,
Full
we're gonna
staff.
invest money.
Listen-
Yeah, full staff,
Man,
everything.
listen to me. People to this day are still saying are still online thinking that I run a company called Billions. And still to
Try
this
module.
day think I
Boy.
think, you know, and and I bring it up to say the way that people are going about trying to make scams look legitimate, because the Billions company would go and do videos in different construction sites to say
Right,
this is where
right.
your money is, to say this is where your money is going.
And
Right?
people
But
fall
but
for
here's
it.
the thing. But Curtis, here's the problem. How is it that the company Billions, right? I can say their number, their name doesn't matter. We talk about it all the time. How is it that Trillions could make videos, right?
Mhm.
The owner of Trillions is in every single video, but people would come on my platform and watch my videos and tell me that I'm running the company. There is a problem because Shivam, I don't sound like the gentleman. I don't look like the gentleman. How is it that, where is our comprehension as a nation to say, oh, wait, no, these are not the same people? You can't watch a construction video of the owner telling you this is where your money is going, and then come on my video telling you about
Yeah,
life in
comprehend.
Thailand,
Yeah.
and you think it's the same person.
So
That is a
li-
problem.
listen, Karen. Last night when you sent me the flyer and I posted it on WhatsApp, somebody literally messaged me and was like, how come he has a radio show and people looking for him?
Oh my God. When would it end? When would it end?
But I've realized it's not going to end. And I bring this up because, again, we are seeing people know it's a scam and still walk in.
Yeah.
We are watching people not even be able to decipher between two people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And he changed his
like-
name, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't keep up. You can't keep up. All right. So here's what I'm going to say, Kara. I'm confessing something. Someone would have came to me maybe a couple of years ago and say that you could, I think it was before COVID, and say they have this flower that is going to bloom, and you could you have this complete your flower, and it's not much you have to put in. It's just $20. So I'm saying that to say we know we have a measure of knowing what we're getting into, but we measure the risk and say, I ain't putting so much in. So we've passed the threshold of knowing if it's a scam or not. A lot of us in this country have agreed in ourselves that I am getting into the scam. That's it, I'm being a part of the scam, and I'm going to see how fast I can get through and get out. And that is, to me, is the lifeblood of all of these scams that's happening in this country. We ain't stopping.
So we can't stop scams. We
That's
are
it.
going
No.
in head first into scams, knowing it's a scam.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's see what are the top scams that are happening right now, so that we can kind of wrap our mind around, where people's mindsets are at. So I want to start with the government websites that were attacked. Was it just a denial of service, or were people hacking the websites? Are they trying to get people to give them money? What was the situation with the hacking of the websites?
So for two of the websites, because I cannot confirm for one of them, but for two of them, this was actually a vulnerability, an exploit from a plugin that they had installed that was not updated, and hackers were able to utilize this, inject code into basically the htaccess file, and redirect that particular website to, well, in this case, it was a Chinese gambling site, and that was up for a while, right? So they tend to do this. They tend to use SEO hijacking and stuff like that, just to reroute people to their pages to do gambling, stuff like that. So it wasn't like, people obviously wasn't gonna, interact with the site when they see something like that, right? Hopefully, because it can't change, it can't read Chinese, you understand? But that was the case for two of them, and then it was up for a while, and then it came down, but it's still down for maintenance. And I've done this for a couple persons, because this is happening worldwide to different persons with websites, because these vulnerabilities and these exploits are getting crazy because of AI. AI literally knows how to go and find these exploits. It literally knows how to use these vulnerabilities to your advantage to do whatever you want to do. But in some cases, they redirect these things to Turkish websites, to other websites, to make it look legitimate. So let's just say it could be a fake HEC website, right? They're still using the same domain, they redirect it, it's looking like HEC website. You're going to log in with your credentials. You log in, you want to pay your rent, or you want to pay part of your mortgage on the site. You log in to do that, you pay it, and they capture your credentials just so. Simple like that. And it happened to our website. I can't remember the name, but it's a popular website to buy used phones and stuff like that. And they set up the whole fake page and everything. Same domain name, it just redirect you, and it just looks legit to anybody, right? Go in it, they enter the information, a lot of persons' credit card credentials were compromised because of that. So again, it can happen to anyone, right? And yeah, I mean, up to now, it's still down. Two of the websites are down that I checked, Service Commission being one. I'm not going to call the other names. And apparently, some SSL issue on a couple other websites, so like Gate, for example, that has been ongoing for a while. So it's very, I'm not going to say hackable, it's very exploitable to the wrong person.
So if you are, and I'm bringing this up just because it's happening, right? So what are some of the steps that somebody can take when they're verifying whether or not this is the real website, or if this is a redirect?
They could, if they have prior interaction to the website, they could also check and see the number and literally call somebody if they know somebody is there. Apart from that, obviously, you're going to check and see if it has a SSL certificate on the website, if anything looks off, if it's keep prompting you for your credentials, because sometimes it might pop up with a splash page saying that, you're going to get a discount for this, a discount for that, if you buy this ASAP, or you're going to get this item for free. So they tend to make it look like, you know how Timo is, where they offer you free stuff. Yeah, they tend to make it look like that, but it redirects it to a different website altogether to do that. So you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to look for anything that looks out of the ordinary. Sometimes when you log into these sites, the URL on top would change to something else, right? So you can always double check that. If you're on the home page, whatever, yeah. If you go to a different menu, it will automatically change to something else, and it will look very suspicious to you. If you go down to like the contact information, try to find the contact information, sometimes it's gibberish, because a lot of times they're using AI to try and duplicate the website, right? A famous example of this locally was when they did it to the banks in Trinidad. Republic Bank did it to them, and they're doing it a lot more now with FCB
Yeah.
to try and capture a person's credentials, because now you can add your card to phones. So you can add your debit card to your phone. So they tend to trying to do that a lot more now. Right? But in those cases, the actual domain name was completely different from what it is. But persons were getting emails, and they were just, on the off chance of saying, hey, do you have a FCB account, basically? And if you're a customer of FCB, for example, you're going to be like, yeah, this is my account, what is going on? And you're going to log in. It looks exactly like the login page. When you log in, you have no idea what is going on, right? That is why it's always better to try and use a mobile app, if you could, to do your online banking, just in case, or to have multi-factor authentication, because some of these sites don't have multi-factor authentication, like the sketchy sites. So you're not going to get that code. You're not going to get those things to capture those credentials.
You're saying that, Curtis, before you come in, you're saying that, and using the applications does make a lot more sense, because you know for sure that that's going to be the real thing.
Mhm.
If only the apps worked good.
That's right. That's why
Because-
people don't use it. Because it don't work.
Yeah.
We have plenty problems, plenty problems.
Like you're talking, I'm like, oh, that makes the most sense. And I just thought about one of the banks that I bank with, and I'm like, if I have to rely on their banking app, I'm gonna die. Literally, I'm going to die. It's terrible. But yeah, Curtis.
Well, I was about to say that that was a real good one of the things that we need to pay attention to in terms of the scams. But one of the scams that was on my mind is the fact that today, just before I got here to the show, I got about 10 notifications from my LinkedIn saying you're trying to sign in, you're trying to sign in, you're trying to sign in, you're trying to sign in from San Fernando, you're trying to sign in from Port of Spain, Arima, all at the same time. And one of the things now, I'm here in the studio and my phone is blowing up. The first thing I felt like doing, just saying yes, it's me, so I could just stop the amount of logins that trying to get into my my account. Now, I don't know if people deal with those things, but it attacks me. So I'm now being attacked by something as simple as logging into your social media. Now that could also lead now to them knowing exactly how to attack you with scams. Like Karen was mentioning before, how would the scammer know that he has an account in X and Y and Z? It's because sometimes they have weak points that they enter to get information about you. And somebody could literally call you. I've gotten a call before saying I'm calling you on behalf of your mom. She's so, and they know information. So what happened to me today showed me that one of the ways that scammers get through is because of the weak points, like logging into your apps and whatnot to get information, then to target you accurately, so you wouldn't even know if it's a scam. Because if scammers and them easy, we wouldn't be scammed. You know what I mean? So I have to be extremely careful with logins, like, your social media logins, because that's one of the ways they get so much information about you,
And right now, what a lot of people are getting is Meta Facebook partnerships
Oh, yeah.
from random websites, from random Facebook pages, because they want to do those things. And they're trying to get control of your Facebook account or your Facebook profile, right?
Yeah.
And people are getting non-stop of these because they're going crazy. It's going crazy. A good way to check, because a lot of people like to victimize persons or target persons in that sense. You can use a website called haveibeenpawned.com, right?
Mm.
PAWNED, and from that you can enter your email address. When you enter your email address there, it will let you know if your email address was leaked in any data breach, and it will show you where it was leaked, whether it be on MyFitnessPal, whether it be LinkedIn, and it will also let you know if passwords were leaked in that data breach as well. So you know to go and do that, change your password.
What website is that again?
Haveibeenpawned.com. Haveibeenpawned.com.
Okay. We'll check that out. Because we need to know. We need to know. Yeah. So I'm flabbergasted if a word if that's a word to the reality. Now, one of the things that shocked me about scams is that it's very silent. It's not loud at all. If you look around, you're not seeing a scam, but it is so real to a lot of people, especially persons that are older. They're more, open to seeing things, and seeing is believing. That's why a lot of us get tired up. They see it, that means it's real. And I'm concerned about it. And I think the only way that we can really help is to educate. To educate, you know what I mean? So it's something that we should really lean on. Now, what is one of the other top scams you see Shazam, is it? Shavam.
Shivam.
Yeah, Shavam that
So-
that are attacking.
So what I've seen a lot lately too is the AI scams where they would deep fake somebody. Let me just say Karen Rose, for example. Our Karen Rose here. And he would be talking about some crazy, platform that he used to make $10,000. And a lot of older persons, if they're familiar with him, let me just say he's very well guarded around the older persons. They're gonna want to learn about it as well, and they're gonna go online and they're gonna sign up and they're gonna do this. And it's happening a lot more to older persons than anybody else. Because ironically enough, a lot of older people are on Facebook like 24/7 and they just scrolling. And they do end up getting these ads. Because even my dad the other day was seeing who it was, boy. One of the ministers was endorsing some type of platform, and well, he knows it's a scam, but he was just showing me it. I've seen another person contact me the other day. They wanted to invest $10,000 into what it is by some type of platform again, and it was a different minister was quote unquote promoting it. And I was like, no, this is a scam, that kind of thing. He was like, no, but it's sounding like him. What do you mean? It's sounding like him. He trying to help. So you see what is going on. It's very easy to manipulate persons who are not aware. You guys there? Oh, we got cut off.
Oh, sorry. No. I was on mute. My fault. I was on mute.
Ropes.
Yeah. One of the challenges is that we're getting hit from all angles, right? It is scams happening in so many different spaces, and I would love to say it's just people who are unaware, but we have seen people who are lawyers, who are pilots, who are affluent people. The only difference with them is the amount of money they're investing in the scam. They're the ones investing millions into the scams. We have seen the likes of the Moolah Caribbeans fleece a few mil, a few million from people, and it was from affluent people, right? Something has to happen. And I don't know what that is, because it seems like whether you're putting out videos, whether you're doing articles, whether you're on radio, somehow, some way, people just had blinders on and ignore everything and head down deep into some of these scams, right? Shivam, what do we do? How do we start? What else can we do? What else would you like to see from where you are sitting and all of the things that you are seeing? What else do you think needs to be done? Because again, you're only one person. I'm only one person. Curtis is only one person, and Freedom is only one channel, right? What else would you like to start seeing happening at a national scale to really help edify the public on scams so that we can try to get this under control?
I mean, for example, SEC started to do little like graphics and stuff like that saying that this is a scam, whatever. But I want to see it more on a national scale and more simplified to persons throughout. And the whole thing about it is making it accessible to individuals and making people more comfortable to come forward to say that they were scam or think that this is a scam. So it could be investigated to suit, because most of the time people believe that, oh, if I report this, nothing is going to come out of this. Sometimes there's the whole embarrassment about losing even $1,000. You're going to be like, they're going to make fun of me for this at the end of the day. So it's more about getting rid of those type of stigmas and actually making it more aware of persons. But again, always you're going to see it on traditional media, you're going to see it on social media, you're going to see it all over. Yes, we started at the end of the day, But I mean, that is where the national discussion needs to come in. That is where the laws need to come in, better laws and enforcements of these laws. And the whole thing about enforcing laws is that the government doesn't seem to be doing that. You understand? So it's a lot. And I want to see
Yeah.
like the FIU and the SEC get up to times, because what they're doing now in terms of awareness is what they should have been doing in 2010, not in 2020. You understand?
That is a very important point. Because we have to get up to speed on so many things. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but nonetheless, it has to happen, because there's real consequences to us not upskilling and edifying our public and getting people where they need to be. There's real consequences here.
Exactly. And I mean, long time, the originator of these scams, I would say, or the integrator for the culture would have been Susus, right? Long time, you know, your auntie or your mommy or somebody would have joined a Susu, and then somebody would have bailed out of that Susu and take that money and go their way. And what would have happened? Nothing really would have happened. Usually they used to get away with it, right?
Yeah.
And more and more trusting, like you're making $1,000 a week, let me just say. Somebody just say, hey, let me do a Susu 200 a week, and you jump in that. And when you see all that money together, you don't want to continue paying that. You take it and go your way, throw your body. And that used to happen a long time. That's why so much people used to fall out from Susu. You understand?
This is very true. This is very
it
true.
integrated into the culture.
And you know
from
what?
small.
And you know what? And I'm so glad you said it like that, because in many ways it feels like everybody's approaching the scams like it's a Susu. Like you could just come in, right? Give what you can get. If we come in at the right time and we exit at the right time, like we would have done in a Susu, then we're good to go, right? But these scams are getting more and more sophisticated. So, Shivam, what are some of the scams that you have seen that you have been like, well, damn, I'm impressed?
I think the most recent one would have been the eTax one, where they replicated the Quarter Trinidad website, and they said, hey, you getting back your tax, your e-tax. You know, everybody waiting for the income tax, you getting back your tax. And you need to log in now with your credit card to give your information. 15 people messaged me, said that they did it. 15 people, credit cards were compromised. You understand? That was crazy.
Website.
And that was just, yeah. And it was there. It looked legit. They put on the same coat of arms, everything of the website. How the website you would see it, it was the same legitimate thing. It was crazy. It was crazy. And a lot of people get fooled because quick money again. You see that whole thing about money? Money does make people stupid.
No, clearly.
15.
Clearly.
Yeah, it does. It does make people stupid. And right now, what I've noticed, and I did a video about it recently, is that a lot of people have noticed money has been missing from their bank accounts. And the banks are just saying that, you know, there's a lot of skimming and stuff going around. And yes, I've seen that on like Telegram and stuff, where people were selling these skimming devices. Very grade A stuff, eh? You could be, Karen, you could be there right now, and I could be right behind that door and I could skim your card.
Wow.
Right behind that door there, and I could skim your card. Now, that is one way. That is happening. Yes, and true. And yes, you could avoid it by using RFID wallets that block the signal. But what's happening more and more is that credit cards are getting compromised. And when your credit card get compromised and you replace it, why did they get compromised again? Why it get compromised? A brand new credit card. Why? How did that get compromised again so fast? Same day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even activate it, but it compromised and have charges on it. And it magically got activated. There's a lot of internal, external, there's a lot of hearsay, but you know, that's something that needs to be talked about a lot more. Because it goes beyond a scam now, and it goes to like malicious things going on.
No, for sure. Because how is it that I could be robbing people outside of the banks and I have a hit rate of 10 for 10? How do you know everybody coming out of the bank with
70,000, 10, 20,000, 100,000? Huh? How do you know this person? You sit down doing research? Because when they hold some of these people, it's like, them don't seem like they be doing research on these persons.
There's no possible way outside of, because of the timing too. There's just no possible way. Even if you are following somebody, right? Even if you're following somebody, you know this person's an affluent person. How do you know to rob them at the specific time they went to the bank, because they might have gone to the bank 10 times. But how did you know on time number 10, that's when he had the 70,000? And that's when the time we're gonna pull up on him. So there's definitely some internal things happening.
Even
on there.
even with like bank transfers, they find like weird bank transfers on you.
Talk to us about bank transfers. Bank transfers have ballooned with scams this year.
Before we talk about that, I need to understand why
Okay,
these
yeah, go ahead.
scammers are purchasing KFC.
Hey, listen,
Every
you
single
know what
bank
people
transfer,
do?
every single action
You-
is always
You
KFC.
know what people do for KFC in Trinidad? They will order KFC and rob you and they're robbing KFC. Oh,
Yes.
that is how good KFC is in Trinidad. You know, they're robbing you for the KFC.
Yeah, because on my video, everybody who get their credit card compromised, at least one out of
Is
every two
KFC.
people is KFC. That's the first thing they see is KFC, nothing else. KFC. Groceries, okay, whatever. But KFC is the common denominator there. It's insane. It's insane.
You know what?
But anyways,
but when you think about that, but Siobhan, when you think about that, if you were going to scam journeys, what better place to scam them than at KFC?
it's true.
Think about it. You're getting
Not
everybody.
good.
You're
Not good.
getting everybody. You're getting everybody inside the KFC.
Jeez, boy.
But Siobhan, what did I just ask? I forgot what I had just asked you.
No, I've been waiting for that question. You're asking about the bank transfer scams.
Bank transfer
Yes, the
scams.
bank
That's a
transfers,
big
yes.
one. That's a big
That's a
one.
big
Yes,
one.
we've seen a lot of people losing money up to a couple of days ago. Fake bank transfer scams. What's going on
Yeah.
with that? How
So-
are people getting scammed with fake bank transfers?
That's the thing about it, right? So it had different ways we could break this down where legitimately they are getting scammed from it. For example, I know a particular store, they do online delivery, that type of thing. Fake bank transfer was sent to them, screenshot, alter the image, they alter the image to show $15,000 that they transfer to them. And the thing about some of these stores, they tend to just send out the stuff ASAP. Because why customers heckling you? I spent $15,000. Why I didn't get my items yet? Where's my items? What are you doing?
Yeah.
In this particular case, they caught the guys, right? Because the guys used the home address for some reason. Right? So police came, got back the items, $15,000 worth of stuff.
Good.
Go from there. But in other cases, I've seen people lose $25,000 in goods,
Yeah.
$50,000 in goods because you're dealing with a high value asset when it comes to that type of money. And then the customer at the end of the day, you want the customer to be happy. You don't want that $30,000 to come back or to go to somebody
Right.
else, right? So you tend to just rush out your orders. And that's was something I've been telling small businesses, stop rushing out orders, ensure that you get your bank transfer properly to you. Doesn't matter if it's a screenshot, whatever it is, make sure it reaches your account first, then you can confirm. So I always say have like a 2 or 3 day wait, for delivery. Now that is one case in case that happening. In some cases now, like what happened in my video is that persons have no idea how this is happening. Literally. They brand new bank account, money missing. How is that missing? Just so you understand? This person, he lost how much it was, boy? Maybe about $35,000 in his business account. Somebody randomly accessed his business account, created new PEs, about 4 or 5 PEs, and they were transferring out $3,000. I mean, me and you know this person, Garan, and
Wow.
that happened to him.
Wow.
And it's still being investigated, and nobody's doing anything from that particular bank, that green bank. Yeah. So how are these things happening where you can't even explain it? Because at the end of the day, you know everybody could be careful, or everybody can't be careful, and something could happen to them. But in a case with a brand new bank account and money missing, something is terribly wrong there.
You see, and what has to happen too, right? What has to happen is our controls for a lot of the technology that we use in Trinidad has to change. So let me give you an example, right? When I came, now in Asia, right? You know how in Trinidad we love to say that there's crime everywhere, right? We love to say in Trinidad there's crime everywhere, right? There's crime in Asia. It's less of the physical nature and it's more of the digital nature. So I don't have any worry of being accosted in the streets. I don't have any worry of somebody running up in my house or anything like that. However, You see these digital bantons, you have to watch all of your digital activities like a hawk. So the day I actually landed in Bangkok, I'm not talking about 24 hours later. I'm talking about I was in Bangkok for 8 hours. My Wise account was compromised within 8 hours of landing in Thailand. All right.
That's crazy.
And it just so happened that I happened to wake up in the middle of the night to go use the washroom. And you know, you already know when you're going to just go use the washroom and come right back to bed. You're not mentally all the way there. You don't even try to turn on your brain all the way. Like you're just trying to use the bathroom quick and run back to bed and go back to sleep, right? You don't want to lose the sleep. Man, I see my phone get a notification from Wise saying you just spent $5 in a place in Spain. So I'm like, okay, this is clearly a scam, right? I don't know. I don't know what is going on, right? And I went back to bed, and right before I was about to drop asleep, right before I was about to fall asleep, I hear my phone ping again, like 10, 15 minutes later. I see a next purchase. This time, it's for $10. I'm like, oh, this is one of them cascading effect things where every 15 minutes, they're just going to increase the amount of money coming out the account. So the thing is, this is the first day, I'm not even in Bangkok 12 hours, right? I need all of my money. And this is the main account I'm using to transact all of my business. And you're telling me I have to freeze this account now when I have to go and sign a lease and take out money? I can't even say what I want to say on radio, right? But I was concerned. I was concerned, right? So I froze the account immediately. No, I didn't even freeze the account on the $10. It was the third one. The third one got to $15. And at that point, I was like, oh, hell no. Because mentally, I was just going to deal with it when I woke up in the morning when I was rested. But I'm like, I might not have any money in the morning, right? So I froze the account. And this is what I mean about the controls have to change. I was able to freeze my Wise account right from the app. And when you freeze your account, they ask you, hey, how come you're freezing your account? I'm freezing it due to suspicious activity, right? So once you select that, it then will bring up all of your transactions, and it will say, well, tell us which transaction was a fraud charge, suspicious, or whatever the case is. I selected those 3 charges, right? It said, okay, cool. We are going to investigate those 3 charges. This virtual card, my virtual Wise card, is now officially dead. So they closed that, but it immediately prompted me right then and there to download a brand new virtual card with a brand new number right away. And then guess what? By the time I went to bed and I woke up to Wise emailing me that, hey, we've refunded the charges from those. I say that to say, do you think, Shivam, that is going to happen with any bank in Trinidad and Tobago?
That's not my reality.
Oh,
I can tell you.
Right now, with these fake transfers and all these things that are happening to persons, banks say, hey, we're not responsible for this.
Yeah.
You understand? They do not want to take responsibility.
Madness. So when you are looking at trust in the financial systems, the reason why people in Asia trust the financial systems is because of the controls. They know at any point in time their card can get, they know that their accounts can get compromised. But here's the next thing too. One of the reasons why the number one form of payment in Asia, is not a credit card or a debit transaction. No, everybody pays with QR codes.
Mm-hmm.
QR codes are the number one way to get away from these scams, because now you're not using a card to chook into any machine, and you're not scanning and everything, right? You're scanning a QR code with your phone, so it's not even like, again, it's not, there's nothing to swipe, there's nothing to steal.
Mm-hmm.
So that QR code system is one of the best defenses for the financial scams related to debit card and credit cards. And honestly, even with me as a foreigner in Thailand, I don't have all of the access to the QR code system that that people in Asia do, but I still have my phone and my cards are virtual. So I actually don't ever try to use my physical cards in the ATM. One, I don't want to get the card eaten up because that happens, right? I don't want to get the card eaten. But then two, from a security standpoint, it is so much more secure for me to have my virtual cards on my phone and me just tap and just use that and kind of go from there. So I think one of the things that has to happen is we have to revamp our actual security controls. And we know things are going to happen. It's going to happen. But the response that the companies give has to be on the level of wise if they want to start building trust in our financial institutions.
Wow. No, Karen, that happened to me using my card. I don't know since when I just buy tokens on TikTok. I don't know since when I do that or send people roses and all of these things on TikTok. I had no idea. But of course, I got a whole bunch of charges on my card concerning that. And I was told that 90 days, I reported it to the bank, and I was told 90 days, 5 years ago, that it would be investigated. 90 days, 5 years ago. So I don't have that trust that you're talking about, and this is the experience by so many people when it comes to being protected online or using your finance online. But I have another scenario because Shiva, you would have mentioned earlier that you must verify your payment before you encourage people to verify the payment came through before distributing the services. But I'm not sure if you heard about a story back at around Carnival time where a business owner, well, somebody who has Airbnb, they would have done an Airbnb. Somebody would have booked them for the whole Carnival weekend. That would have been from Thursday all the way around to Wednesday, and of course, the persons would have sent them the screenshot of paying. And let me tell you, it was a hefty amount. I think it was over maybe close to $50,000, something around there, because it was a luxury place, huge property. And they send them the information. But remember, with us on Carnival time, when you verify that on a Friday, on a Carnival Friday, Karen, when you see that money, you will see that money show up by the next Friday. And that time the people are long gone. They left on what was it? Ash Wednesday. And when she was just waiting for the money to show up and it never showed up, she would have given them access to the place on the said Friday before because they need to come now. So she's not able to get the services. What position is she in there, or people like her in, where they cannot verify the payment before distributing the services?
Yeah, and again,
go ahead, Siobhan, go ahead.
sorry. No, I was gonna say again, like, is the banking system, because I put in a check before and I take 2 weeks to clear, all kind of thing. I don't know what's going on with my money, at the end of the day. And I mean, for those type of persons, they should accept like some type of cash down payment just to ensure that they have, they have something to work with in case the money don't come in. That at least have a proper down payment saying that at least I get something back from that. Because it's happening a lot. And apart from the resorts themselves, there are fake resorts set up in Tobago as well that are taking persons' money. And that's the next video I was going to do, because I have about 7 different people come to me say that they spent $10,000, $20,000 for a staycation in Tobago and do exist. And where the investigation, it don't exist again.
Oh my God.
Wild.
But you see, like, we're talking about bank transfers, right? Bank transfers in Asia isn't a thing. Using debit cards and credit cards in Asia isn't the first method of payment. That's like last resort, right?
Wow.
Even with ATMs, right? And I'm saying all this because clearly our processes for doing things are not fit for purpose for the times that we are in.
Yeah.
And I'm breaking down what they do in Asia because this is how they are. Again, financial fraud. They are the Picasso. They are the Van Gogh. They are the Shakespeare of fraud out here, right? They are doing fraud in all kinds of ways. But to get away from a lot of the day-to-day fraud, nobody does any bank transfers out here. That's not a thing. When you want to send people money, you have a variety of applications, or you can do like you see how like in the US they have Cash App and Venmo and that type of thing. In Asia they have their own thing as well. So it's not a bank transfer. When they're using ATMs, they don't use cards out here. When they're using ATMs, bro, you have your phone. The banking app scans the QR code on the ATM.
Right.
And you are then able to log in to your account just by scanning the QR code from the banking app with your phone. Or if you don't have your phone for some reason, you still don't even have to use a debit card. You know what you could use in Thailand for an ATM? You could use any form of government ID.
Wow.
In China, and I mean this again, and these are things that people in Trinidad would say, we're not doing that. We're never going to do that. But in China, all of the ATMs have a fingerprint sensor. So you are seeing how Asia is dealing with the day-to-day fraud and cutting down on the risks of using debit and credit cards. There's no bank transfer is not a thing. No one's using that. No one is ever going to ask you for your bank account number out here, whatever the case is. What they would send you is they would send you the QR code. So you send me the QR code and I can scan that and I can pay you, whatever the case is. When I'm using the ATM, we're not using no debit card. We just scan with our phone, or if we don't have our phone for some reason, you use your ID card and push your ID card in. And if you're in China, well, you got the fingerprint and you can scan your fingerprint and it logs you into your account, whatever the case. But these are the mitigating things that Asia is doing. And we are going to have to start, and I'm saying this really as a pie in the sky, because it's not going to happen. Our banking system ain't doing that, right? I'm being honest. We know they're not doing that. We still can't even deposit checks. We still can't even deposit
Can't
checks.
even play the same day.
We can't use our phone to scan a check or nothing like that. And these are things that have been around for 20 years. So I don't really have. But these are the types of things that we have to start doing if we want to start to cut down on some of the scams. Now, I know we have a few minutes left. Shivam, is there any other big scams that are happening?
Let me go on a list, right? Fake cards
boy.
for sale, right? These fake cards for sale, these are quote unquote fake pages that sets up and say, hey, Republic Bank, FCB, etc., give us permission to sell repossessed vehicles. They want a down payment, ASAP, $2,000, $1,500 down. You do a transfer, you're not going to hear from them ever again. I trace 2 accounts. One is in Nigeria, one is in Jamaica, the other one is in the US. Right, that's the origin of the accounts, right? So that's one, right? Let's go again. Fake loans, right? They pose in and looking like investment companies or financial institutions here in Trinidad and Tobago, even Republic Bank, even FCB, Massive Finance, etc. They want a down payment. They give you an instant loan. Give you down payment. Bank transfer this account. Bank transfer $1,500. They say, hey, come into Polish Pay tomorrow. Come into Polish Pay tomorrow. Who is you? We never give you. We don't know who you is at the end of the day.
Bank
right?
transfers again. Bank transfers
Romance
again.
scams,
Yeah.
right? That have you ones that are romance scams happening right now on Tinder, on the other apps as well, and continuously happening, exploiting persons for love, that sort of thing. Hey, yo, I could get $500, borrow X, Y, and Z, baby, whatever. Yeah, look at $500. We gonna meet up tomorrow. Yeah, we meet up tomorrow. You don't see them, or you meet them up and you get robbed, right? So that's the next one. A lot of people don't go and report that one because they're embarrassed about that. Right? People live different type of lifestyles, whatever. They're ashamed to do that. Right? When you go to the police is like, that happened to you, you real stupid. You understand?
Yeah. Wow.
There's plenty more fake phones, fake stuff on marketplace happening throughout, right? Even on pin.tt, even on a few new options come out too. Fake listings, right? Asking you for a down payment, $100, $200. And you know the weird thing about all these things when you transfer into these accounts is that these accounts just magically disappearing, right? They do it, account wiped, bank say it has no money in that account, we can't do anything.
Wow.
Again, where's the transgression when it comes to that? Banks are trying to advertise and say, hey, don't fall for this scam, don't fall for that. But these form of marketing that they use and the awareness they're using is from quite 2010. They're not doing anything for 2021, 2022, even something recent, like a video and saying, hey, do this. They just put up static images and say, don't fall for this. At the end of the day. That's the next one. The same AI deepfakes one, where they're using government ministers, celebrities, whoever it is, have some influence, and I think it have some influence, they will do that. Not only that, they will make an appointment with you and now do a live deepfake video in front of you, right? So I could put a deepfake one, look like Karen, and be like, hey, yeah, this is Karen, X, Y, and Z. Give me a 500 US. Let me transfer that. You never hear from them again. Or they keep telling you, hey, you need more money now. You need to give me more money, right? Was the next one fast? Oh, rent-to-own homes. Rent-to-own homes.
Oh boy.
Houses for sale, all these sort of things. And sometimes they are using legitimate persons that they think they are quote unquote real. They're not real. These houses are not real. The listings are not real. A couple of accounts trace back to Jamaica as well. I don't know if the Jamaicans trying to scam me, but that's basically what's going on right now there as well. There's a ton more, but it's just to come up to the top of my
That's
there's a lot.
good. I think you've given us a really good lay of the land in terms of what are the trending scams and what are things that people have to look out for. Like Shivam, we're gonna have to bring you on like every 90 days to do a scam roundup.
And that's just the ones on surface web stuff. It has a lot of things on Telegram that people are getting scammed about too. That I can't even talk about here.
We could do an entire 3-hour program on the level of scams that are happening and that are people are falling for. But you know, time is always limited. But like I said, we definitely got to chat. We definitely got to tap in with you every couple of weeks, every couple months. You know, just to get a whole roundup of all the latest scams, because the scams are getting better and better and better. I just be seeing scams in my inbox, and I only know it's a scam because you hit the wrong email. Like, it'll be services that I have, but you email the wrong email, so I immediately know it's a scam, whatever the case is. But even when I look at the email, just for my own shits and gigs, I'm like, yo, these people are getting really good.
AI too.
It's getting
very smart. AI, social engineering.
And the deepfakes and the deepfake video capabilities. What people fail to understand, right? You know, when people when they're looking at technology and they're looking for a flaw and they over exasperate, like, oh look, remember once upon a time everybody was crapping on AI images. Oh look, they have 10 fingers. Ha 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 ha. Oh, AI images are garbage. Look at it doesn't do limbs. It wasn't too long ago that was the case, and now look, we are getting as real as it's going to get, and it's only going to get better, right?
Yeah, especially when you AI data center.
Yes, especially with our new AI data center.
Gonna be training models for scammers.
Gonna be training models for scammers. The capabilities of deepfakes is going to be even better, and it's insane right now. And that, to me, and because it's so accessible, like, this is not like years ago we had to spend a good amount of money to go and get some CIA level tech to do deepfakes. No, it's a $20 subscription, and you can start to deepfake everybody. That is going to be insane for where we are at as a nation right now. But that's a conversation for another day. Like I said, Shivam, we definitely got to check in with you from time to time to do a online scam roundup so you can keep us abreast. You keep doing what you're doing. For people to keep consistent and keep up with all of the latest scams, Shivam, where can people find you?
Find me on any social media platform at Shivam Tilaksing. Just search up my name, you'll find me. Just make sure it's me.
That's it. That's the next thing. I was about to say that. Oh my gosh. It's serious out there. Oh my
gosh. Shivam, thank you for taking the time and joining us right here on Digital World. We'll check in with you another time, my brother.
Later.
All right. That was Shivam Tilaksing.
I ain't know, but it's different now. And I'm grateful for people like Shivam now that because their role wasn't as important as it is now as it was before. Now we need people shining lights on all of these things because we don't want to lose our money, man. We just work too hard. We work too hard for our money for somebody to scam us out of it.
I just tell people there is a million ways to waste money. I'm not wasting it on a scam.
Oh gosh, right.
Not giving it away. I just not doing that. But go and check out Shivam. I think what Shivam, and you see, and I'm saying this publicly, what Shivam is doing is what the TTPS should be doing, is what TTSEC should be doing. Every single entity that has a stake in capturing the scammers should be doing exactly what Shivam is doing. Either you work with Shivam or guys like Shivam, or you build up your own internal capabilities where you guys are constantly educating the public on scams, because it can't be that every single day. Curtis, how much? Listen, I swear, Grindr has a shop, has an office in Trinidad and Tobago, because how Grindr,
what really taking place in this place, boy?
How could Grindr be generating this much revenue? How?
Jeez.
Every day somebody getting robbed on Grindr. How? Facebook Marketplace, Grindr, Tinder, they robbing you. Like it's a lot, right? And because there's so much scams, it needs constant content, right?
Yeah.
Content has to keep coming out. So for TTSEC, a picture post, saying this person is not registered with us is not going to cut it.
No.
You have to get with the times, and this is what Shivam was alluding to. You have to get with the times. There's way more ways to educate. We have to start educating people with practices of 2026. Stop trying to just drop a picture or drop a PDF. We have a squinting to read. It's not going to happen. The algorithm is not even your friend. It's going to bury those things. But there's a lot of scams that are happening right now. So we'll check in with Shivam from time to time. And hey, we just got to stay safe, Curtis. We got to stay safe out here.
Yeah, watch your money, watch your back pocket. What really going on with you? Double and triple check before you click. That's how you have to do it now, you know. Even if you feel like like you need to have a trust partner that you can screenshot and send to somebody who could help you verify. Because that's what my mom would do for me. My mom knows that she's get fooled online. So what she would do is before she clicks something, she just go and screenshot it and send it. And I say, you know what? Go ahead. This looks legit. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Have a trust partner. Especially if you know about age.
I agree with that. Have a trust partner. One of the things that I would say too is we have to modernize our financial system, man. Our financial practices, they're not fit for purpose for where we are in. Like I said, the reason why people in Asia, they don't use debit cards. Everything is QR code payments because debit cards carry a risk. Debit cards carry a risk. Even when you are using the vending machines, Curtis, the vending machines is QR codes, man.
Yeah.
It's QR codes to go and scan, you know. So when you think about QR code payments, it's probably the safest way to do things right now, because now you don't counterfeit any money. So there's no risk of counterfeits of cash. Bank transfers are just not a thing. Like, they're just not a thing. I've actually removed. So I used to have bank transfers as an option for checkout on my website. I removed it.
Wow.
I removed it. No, you're either going to pay with credit card, or you're going to pay with PayPal, because with bank transfers, again, now we live in a time where people can generate their own bank transfer in ChatGPT. They can generate their own bank transfer, send it to you. And if you are saying, I'm going to give out my product or execute a service because you're just expecting, okay, they sent me the confirmation of the bank transfer, that money's going to hit whenever it hits. Well, it ain't hitting.
That's it.
Yeah. So, that is our show for today.
That easy out here.
Everybody looking for it, Curtis. Everybody looking for it.
Boy. Oh gosh. So what we gonna do,
Everybody will
we
get
just have to
engaged.
keep informing the people and sharing and teaching
Amen.
and informing and hopefully that people grab it and make sure that they're safe on these streets, on these digital
Absolutely.
streets. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Karen, we
So
have to
every
wrap up
single
now.
Friday. Yeah, every single Friday, lock in with us because the information that we are providing around digital world, and not just us, every week we're bringing in other experts, other people in the space doing things, bringing these people in because we live in a completely different world today. And we, all of us, you, me, Curtis, all of us have to upskill and learn about the times that we are in if we are going to navigate it correctly. Otherwise, you are going to be